Good morning and welcome back to another episode of the SodaStream News. I'm your host, Madison Edwards. Today is February 9th, 2021, and it is a B-Day. On February 12th, during Period 1, the Black Lives Matter Committee will present an interview with the Ham family. The video explores the experiences of an average American black family and examines how they deal with various issues facing them as black Americans. The Ham family generously share their personal stories about living through the 1960s civil rights movement, their perspectives on racial inequalities in our government, and how they came to terms with living in our country as a family of color. Also, on Friday, February 12th, during Period 9, the Black Lives Matter Committee will showcase SODA graduate Tamar Green from the class of 2004, one of the stars of Broadway's smash hit musical Hamilton. Tamar will unpack the theme Black Lives Matter to Us 365 by sharing his first-hand experiences growing up as a young black man, navigating real-life issues, and scholastic and systemic misrepresentation on his road to Broadway. His message was written exclusively for the students at School of the Arts. Thank you for watching and tune in for another sip of the SodaStream News. We leave you now with this special SodaStream and Black Lives Matter Committee informational presentation on the wealth gap.
Hello, I'm Deanna Baker, and welcome back to today's segment of Black Lives Matters to Us 365 Days, brought to you by SodaStream News and Soda's Black Lives Matters Committee. Each month, we will bring you two thought-provoking presentations on a single topic designed to stimulate, conversate, and unite. This month's topic is the wealth gap. And today's question of the day is, what do you think the wealth gap is?
Hi, my name is Kalia Borges, and what I know and think about wealth gap is that wealth gap is the inequality of economics around the world in different cities, meaning that the cash flow and income are different for different families. It mainly affects Black and Latino families in the United States of America, but of course it affects many other people. It has a lot to do with crime, wages, and urbanization.
What is wealth? Wealth is defined as the sum total of your net worth after all debts are subtracted. Now let's look at the wealth gap. What is the wealth gap? The wealth gap is the unequal distribution and accumulation of assets among residents of the U.S.
Hi, I'm Miss LaBrosa. So, to me, the wealth gap is the difference in wealth that white people have been able to accumulate over time versus what Black people have been able to accumulate over time because of the time of enslavement in this country and disenfranchisement in this country and lack of opportunities that have been available to Black people over time. This goes really directly with the opportunity gap because the more options you have for opportunity, the more likely you are to be able to accumulate wealth.
This graph is comparing wealth between Black, Hispanics, and whites, all college grad families, with the only difference being race. Black and Hispanics have accumulated far less wealth than whites over the past 30 years.
I think the wealth gap is just another example of a divide between Americans where one group is extremely wealthy and obtained that money and that wealth through maybe unfair ways, and the other group is living in poverty and struggling.
What can be done to close the wealth gap? Some actions that can be taken immediately are 1. Exposing all children to financial literacy education at an earlier age, which can be incorporating such education in school curriculum. 2. Families can talk more about the value of money. Students, ask your parents. They'll give you the answers. 3. All families should have access to adequate life insurance policies. 4. Support more Black-owned businesses and investments. And 5. Churches and community organizations can start incorporating and offering financial literacy education to the community. Now that we've discussed the depressing downward spiral of the economic divide in America, it can often feel like an inevitable pull towards poverty. But as minorities, we have proven our growing vigilance and resilience against the rigged American system. We are young and we are the future. We have the power to start building generational wealth and thinking of our future generations. Benjamin Franklin gifted 2 cities $1,000 when he passed away and wanted the money to not be touched for at least 200 years. By the time the 200 years had passed, the $1,000 was worth over $2 million. Now imagine that mindset focused on lower income families. We have to start discussing the value of money and raise our financial IQ. We have to start supporting black and brown businesses. Over the past month, we as a nation have witnessed how much power we actually have in America. When we mobilize, unite, and work together, we can tear down the 247-year-old system that was built against black Americans. We are strong, we are united, we are change, we are soda.
Thank you guys for watching, and tune in next time for more presentations brought to you by SodaStream News and Soda's BLM Committee.
I'm gonna sing out. I'm gonna march on. I'm gonna sing out. I'm gonna march on.